assistants like GANs, variational autoencoders, diffusion models, we saw the capability of AI to even produce something, to create something that was non existing. And this is what creative AI refers to. Nowadays, we use AI, or also called LLMs, to generate text. You give a topic and then it will give you a complete essay on it. You ask it to generate an image, it has the capability to create an image. That is your imagination. It can even create videos for you, it can even create audios for you. So AI is also used in music creation as well. And how does this actually work? So it is capable of learning patterns from data. And nowadays, every field, it's not just IT, it's marketing, it's health sector, it's educational, it's creative field. Every field is using AI to automate things, or maybe um, at a place where there were like 15-20 people required, it's just two people working and then things are being done. So it's used for research, it is used for creating images or slogans, or videos, or marketing scripts, everything. Now, how is this creative AI actually learning, or how does it actually learns, and what is the entire process? So the first step that happens, or how these models are trained, that we are using, let's say we use chat gpt, we use gemini, we use perplexity, we use mid journey, we use dali, or any tool that you're using that helps you do your work easily. How are they actually built? So the thing is that over the internet, when we had internet, there has been lots and lots of data. So data in the form of websites, data in the form of images, in the form of files and doc files, any format of data. So ever since we have internet into existence, the data has increased tremendously. And this entire century is called to be the century of data. So we have petabytes, terabytes of data. So all these big tech giant companies, they have accumulated users data, or the internet data on the internet. Let's say Google, they have the access to all the data that's present. And they trained or developed models. They made AI models that were capable of understanding this data, and then finding patterns out of it. A very small example that we also experience in our real life is, let's say you go to a shop, or you go to a mall to do some shopping during festival time or any time. You see that everything in that particular shop, or the mall, is organized very strategically. How is that done? So there's a separate section for clothing, there is a separate section for bakery and dairy products, and there's separate section for the food counter. And let's say that you want to purchase any dairy product, so you go to that particular place where there are dairy products. You'll notice that where all these dairy products are present, their bread is also kept. So why is that? So that wherever we have the dairy products present, there you'll find packets of bread, or maybe some bakery items, because it's a human tendency that a person who is going to purchase milk would likely purchase bread along with it. And it's a very small analogy that I've given, a very small example. That is how even the people in their life try to find patterns, and then organize things in that way. And this is the same thing that AI does. So given that we have so much of so huge amount of data, we give this data, then AI tries to find patterns in this data, so that the next time, let's say you give a sentence to chat gpt, and then it will give you the completion of it. How was it capable of doing it? Because it could find patterns. It was capable of understanding this that sentence, and then it was capable of giving you the next word. So that is the entire training process, wherein the researchers, developers, scientists develop models that can understand data and that can extract patterns from data. And then you finally have your model. And once you have your model, you use it for generating the content. Now, once we have the model into existence, there is one more thing, which is human feedback that is incorporated. How this happens is, if you use these AI tools often, like ChatGPT or Gemini, you notice that now they've added the thumbs up or thumbs down option, and they regularly take feedback. Would you prefer response one or do you prefer response two? Once you give back the response, it says that thank you for the feedback that you've given. Now, why is this done? Because we want these LLMs to be more aligned with the needs of human. So they ask you a question, they take your feedback that what was the response preferred by the user, and then the model is retrained, or this continuous training process keeps on happening, and it is improved, and you see the next version of models coming. So right now we see ChatGPT 5.2, which is a more better model than the previous one. So this is one more addition to the AI models training process that we see. Now, as you can understand from this entire process of training models, data is the most important key aspect. So, whatever data we are feeding to these models, those models will be as good as the data that we have given. And then there is a term called as data ethics in AI. Now, what does this term actually means? So, as I said, that the data that we are feeding to the model is actually plays a very important role in how your model responds. So a very small example is that, let's say you ask the model to generate an image of a doctor. Now if you had if you have trained the model to generate images, and you give lots and lots of images of doctor, and in those images, let's say that 90% of the doctor images that you have fed were males and 10% were females. Now this is an example of bias, gender bias. So we are incorporating stereotypes, or it is something like a doctor is likely to be a male, and if there's a nurse is likely to be a female. So while we trained the model, we fed in the data which we gave images of doctors and nurses, and then 90% of the images of doctors were male, and then 10% were female, and vice versa for the nurse category. Now when you ask the model to generate image of a doctor, what will it do? It is going to generate image of a male as a doctor most number of times. Why? Because the data that we actually used for training that model already had that stereotyping done, or it already had that bias incorporated within itself. So when we ask it to generate, it is going to even amplify it. And you even see, if you know the news, current news, and you've been watching through the AI uh, progress, there was news a few days back that the model generated black people when it was asked to generate Asians, or the Indians, and it generated more white colored people when it was asked to generate people of America. So why was it so? Because the data that we have given to train that model already had this bias incorporated, or it already constituted this racism. So the data that we feed to these models during the training plays a very important role, and that is why we talk about data ethics. What is data ethics? It has multiple pillars, the bias stereotype being one of them. We need to make sure that whatever data we feed to these models is not biased toward one particular gender, to one specific ethnicity, or one particular race. So it should not have these kind of stereotypes and bias. Second important point is the privacy. privacy of our information. So a lot of data that is present on internet may be may be protected, may be belonging to a particular organization. So we need to make sure that any personal information or any sensitive data is not being used in an unauthorized manner, until and unless that organization gives the permission uh, that its data can be used for the model training purposes. It should not be used. So the protecting the privacy is another important key pillar of data ethics. Then we have some outcomes. So again, as I said, if your data was having biasness and stereotypes, and even these models, while let's say you ask a question and then it supports a gender, let's say it supports male more and female less. For example, there was a case study where Amazon used AI for actually shortlisting people, candidates for the roles that they had opened. So, based upon the JD, they were using AI for doing the shortlisting, because obviously they have a lot of resumes for one single job opening. So, what happened was, since given the particular key terms for that particular job role, the data on which that model was trained had exposure to more male candidates than female. So it started rejecting the applications of female candidates just because it was trained that way, or the initial training data used was that. So it kind of amplified, so not based upon the skills but based upon the gender itself. From the very first point, it started rejecting those applications. So the number of rejections for male candidates were less than the female candidates. So this is an unfair outcome where there's no fairness, that a person is being rejected based upon the gender, not based upon the skills. So if we need to make sure that whatever AI generated content that we are generating, or the way we are using this model, do not increase or amplify unfairness in society. They should not promote any stereotypes or biasness. Then the third important point is consent. So if let's say I'm using music, I want to create a music, and in order to create music with the help of AI, we need to first make sure that that model was actually fed a lot of music audio files. So now music has copyrights. So whatever music that you see, be it Hollywood or Bollywood, they are the creations of people, and they are the creators, and they own the copyright of that music albums. Now we need to make sure that there's consent from their side, that we are going to use this for the training of the model, and whatever new songs or new music that AI is generated, there's a proper credit given to the original creator, or maybe it's mentioned that this is the particular tool with the help of which this song creator created this music. Then trust. So these AI systems, whatever we are using, we should have trust in them, or they should have very clear policies. I'll tell you some case studies and then this point will make more sense. So these are some very important pillars when we talk about data ethics in AI. And why do we even talk about it, or why is this so important? So the privacy, we need to make sure that there's no unfair outcomes that promote biasness or stereotypes in the society. We have the consent of the original creators, that their data is being used for training these models. We trust the responses of AI systems, and then we do no harm to the society and people by using these creative AI tools. Now, these are the important key pillars, and these are the pillars that have the risk as well. So, privacy being the first, stereotypes and biasness being the second, then copyright infringement, like I told you, the ownership when we are using AI generated content, and then you see a lot of posts on LinkedIn, or maybe a lot of visuals on Instagram and then YouTube. Uh, that are actually created by AI, but then people claim that it's their own creation. No, it's not, because there is no such law defined that the content created by AI is, people can file copyright suits. So, if there are companies, for example, there was Stability AI that was released, and then they used a company's images, copyrighted images, for training their model, and then that company filed a lawsuit against them. So, you calling AI created generated content as your own is completely wrong. You should rather mention that, um, you, let's say you decide to write a blog post, or maybe you decide to write an article. You take help of AI for the research work, you take help of AI for the ideas, you take help of AI for, let's say, generating some content, and then on top of it you add your own thoughts. And then when you are mentioning it, you should mention that this was created with the help of AI assistant. It's not your own original work, because you have taken some points what was given by the model. You did not just use it for research, but also for the generation of content. So there are certain legal and ethical aspects. So there's this problem of copyright infringement. Then there's problem of misinformation. So these AI models are not always telling you everything truth. So there is a term called as hallucination. They hallucinate. So a famous incident is, when these models were asked, let's say, mathematical questions, they sometimes give wrong responses that are not mathematically correctly evaluated. There was a good quote that how many r's are present in strawberry, and then how many m were present in the word strawberry, and then ChatGPT gave responses one or two, which was wrong because there's no m in the word strawberry. So, as we humans try to make up information when we don't know something, and then we just want to look cool. Similarly, these AI models, when they're not aware of few facts, they try to make up false information. And then this false information that you get from AI, if you use it as it is without verifying, it can possess certain risk. It can actually, as you see that the fake news can create a lot of haphazards. Similarly, the fake information, or the information that is not correctly given by AI, can create certain problems. And then accountability, that whatever output that we are using from AI, or whatever content that we use, it's not harmful, it's used for a good purpose. So these are certain risks that are currently present. Now, I'll talk about the term bias. So I've taken it a lot many times. So bias is basically favoring one particular kind of race, ethnicity, or some certain group. So for example, I told you that this image here that you see, there are two prompts, and in fact it was also, if you used to do Google search back then in 2017 and 18, initially if you did a Google search that images of CEO, it would give you more male CEOs than females. And if you asked it to generate images of, let's say, nurses or doctors, maybe it gave more females. Why was it? Because there were not many CEOs back then, and then basically the data that was actually fetched to this Google were containing more male CEOs than females. So it automatically, whenever you were searching, it would give you more images of males, but it is not the case anymore. And there are equal number of males and female CEOs leading the companies. So now, when you ask these new models, like, I'm not sure if you would have checked with Gemini 3 and then ChatGPT 5.2, you ask it to generate images of CEO or doctor, it would not be that gender specific, and it would generate both white colored, black color, and then males and females equally. So it would not favor any gender or any race. But still, there are certain prompts or scenarios in which you will still find that they actually promote bias. And people do encounter these things, so we need to be very careful when we are using. Now, how do we actually spot it and fix it? If, let's say, we are seeing bias, so you ask it to narrate a story. A simple scenario is what I'm telling you. You ask it to generate a story where, let's say, a construction worker is having conversation with or let's say where a nurse is having conversation with doctor. Now, by default, it would generate that, it would give a name of a female to the nurse and then name of a male to a doctor. If you ask it to create a short hypothetical story, that can happen. Now, how do you fix it? So when you're prompting LLM, you say that you generate story where there's a conversation happening between nurse and doctor, and make sure that uh, there is no gender stereotype involved. You give this prompt and then you see the difference. Similarly, just giving a prompt like generate a doctor, you may intentionally incorporate bias. A better prompt would be that you generate a diverse group of doctors with different genders, ages, and ethnicities. So, because this will prevent that the image of the doctor is not a male. So, whenever you're prompting AI or you're prompting LLMs, make sure that you, as a user, don't incorporate bias, and you give the prompts that do not incorporate stereotypes. And if you get an output of such kind, you actually improve your prompt in a way and you fix that. So these are the quick checks that you can do. Then privacy, as I said, is an important aspect. So any organization nowadays, if they want the data to be protected, they need to make sure that maybe they're using local LLMs, because these third party LLMs, they clearly state that whatever data you give to them can be used for training their models. And all the models that you get free access to, they are using your data to improve their models, to train them better. And that is why you get access to LLMs. Let's say you're given 1 year of free access to their plus ones or the better models. So why are they doing so? Why are more and more companies giving you access to their advanced LLM models? Because the more and more you're going to use them, they have more access to the data, and they you click that check mark while you sign up for using that LLM. Now, how do you ensure that your privacy is not affected? So make sure while you upload the documents, you don't upload your government IDs like Aadhaar, PAN. You don't do mindless uploading. You don't upload your medical documents without actually redacting the names. Or you upload your financial documents and then you have your name present and then your bank account details and everything, because then God knows who gets the access to those documents, and then your data is completely out, and there's certain cybersecurity risks involved as well. You don't, if you're an organization, you should not expose the data of your clients or any secret information that was actually shared with you while you were doing the business with the client, and then you later on used it mindlessly to get help from ChatGPT or Gemini for some work. You should not upload photos of other people without their consent, because, again, as I said, whatever data you give to these models, these AI tools will store your data, and they are going to use that data for improving the models. So anything that you don't want to be revealed to the internet, you should avoid uploading that. Or even if you upload these documents, you should make sure that you redact them. Remove the names, or you kind of black it out, anything like that, and then you carefully upload it instead of doing it carelessly. This is very important. aspect that we should keep in mind. Now, what are the safe practices? As I said, that you need to anonymize. So, never remove your names or remove the QR codes or remove the actual account numbers or anything, your locations while you are uploading your data. And just before you even upload mindlessly, just think, do you even need to do it? Is it something that can be done with the help of simple Google search? Because the more and more LLMs you use, there is certain environmental happenings also. These LLMs are trained on a lot of compute resources, and there is increase in carbon footprint, so they do harm to environment as well. The hardware, the resources that are used to train these LLMs are very harmful to the environment. So, if anything, that can be solved with the help of simple Google search, which also has some carbon footprint present, but it's much way lesser than using these heavy chatbots. So, prefer doing that instead of just asking very simple questions to ChatGPT or Gemini. And then you can avoid uploading certain documents as well. And if there's still a need, make sure you remove your names, make sure you don't upload your IDs, or you do it in such a way that none of your personal information is exposed to these free tools. Secondly, try using official tools. If you're working in an organization, or you're working on some certain research work, make sure that you have the permission to use tools for research, and you have already discussed with your employer that for this particular task, maybe you're going to take help from AI. Because there are certain organizations that prevent developers to write any AI generated code, because they're maybe working on very severe projects that let us talk about military or air forces or anything. So if we are building something for them, we can't take the risk of using LLMs to generate code, or taking ideas from it. It needs to be done by human, because it is concerned with the security of a country. So, a way of doing this is your organization has its own LLM, and then they give you the access. For example, the people working in Google, they in their laptops they can just use Gemini, and they have a different version of Gemini for people working in that particular company. It's not the Gemini model that you use, that we all are exposed to. So there's a complete different story out there. So their data is not exposed to the outside world, it's protected within the company. Similarly, while you're working, you need to see if your organization restricts you from doing vibe coding or using AI for doing coding aspects. You should probably not do it, because then it can possess serious concerns for you in future. Another important thing is that there are options called as data sharing. So while you generate images or maybe upload files, there are certain settings in these tools which where you can turn on and off data sharing, where it asks you, can we share this can we store this information in our memory while you are sharing this chat? So or when you delete a chat, it asks you, should we delete it from the cache as well? So you need to make sure that you prevent allowing these models storing your data in the memory or cache, if it's very sensitive. And you should, again, I said, ask permission before you upload any other people photos. So it's a raising concern as well that in news you see there are deepfakes wherein a person is actually not speaking something, but then there's some other person's face being used in this video, and then it creates problem for actresses, politicians, anyone who is famous. If there's a deepfake video of theirs, it is going to be problematic for them. Now the next aspect is the copyright and ownership. So whatever training data that is being used by these models, so they can have copyright, images, text. So I'll tell you through case studies more, it will be more interesting to understand. And then who generates the AI generated content. So as far as till now, there is no legal statements, or there's no any law by the countries that state that it's a human who actually gave this creative prompt owns the AI generated content. But then it varies. The You should be going through the documents of the tools that you use, whether they give you the solicit permission to actually state that this is entirely your work, and mostly they don't. And can you sell AI generated work? Again, it depends. That let's say you use some tool, you need to check their terms of services before you even start selling the AI generated work that was created using some specific tool, because maybe that tool's terms and conditions restrict you doing it. So how do you avoid or be in safe side? You don't You should never use 100% AI written essays or posts or anything and call it as your own. You clearly state that this is written by AI. Then don't do mindless copy pasting without even citing AI tools. And then you can actually mention that you used AI as a co-creator to edit some lines, or to add thoughts for your whatever you are working on your idea. And you sell AI generated content only if that particular tool's terms of services allow you to do so. You use AI generated images in commercial projects only if you are able to obtain licenses of those images. And the safest way is you just use AI for enhancing your creative thinking. Let's say I'm a musician, I want to use AI. So I'll use it for automating some other tasks rather than asking it to create a music for itself, because creating music is an individual's it is subjective to individual's creativity. So maybe I use it more for research, wherein I listen more. I am exposed to more pop music, jazz music, or different genres of music. I can do research, find particular websites, and then check for the beats and drums, and then I create something of my own. So that is how you use it for brainstorming, you use it for thinking, or for researching purposes. But whatever you yourself are building, you do it safely. All You use your own creativity, own mindset for doing it, and you take permission, or you actually cite AI tools for whatever work they're using. So it's a 10 seconds checklist. So you should see that whether you're hiding the use of AI from your teacher, from your boss, from your client. If yes, then you should stop. You should probably mention. You should stop uploading any sensitive data, and even if you need to do so, anonymize it so that it's not exposed to the other companies. Then you should see whether your content is hurting any specific group of people, or it is incorporating any stereotypes. If yes, then probably change your prompts. And you should take the permission of original creator if you're using someone else's work and then improving it, or actually changing it with the help of AI, and then cite AI and ask for the permission from that original owner as well. So these are the core ethical principles. These are the five pillars that are jointly defined by various organizations like Google. Then you have UNESCO. So multiple big names have jointly or found out some certain ethical principles, which is privacy, which I already told, accountability of the work that was created, then fairness, incorporating no biases and stereotypes are introduced in society, transparency, whatever AI tools you're using, they're transparent enough, and you are aware of their terms of services, copyright infringement acts, and everything. And then human oversight, you don't oversee things from the perspective of humans. So these are the core principles. We have discussed this in quite detail. There are two terms we talked about: data ethics, then there is AI ethics as well. AI ethics is nothing but just making sure whatever responses or the content that you generate with the help of AI, it's fair. As I said, it should not incorporate any, it should not hurt sentiment of any particular group of people. You should be able to explain and justify what responses or whatever things you are using that was generated by AI. does that actually make sense, or it is, or it does not carry any meaning. So when you talk about facts, you're dealing with factual information, you're dealing with something legally, financially, everything needs to be explained. It cannot be a mere statement made. And then you use it responsibly, for the good, not for the bad. You use it for making lives of people easier, not to trouble them. For example, deepfakes, they can be very dangerous for the person whose deepfake is created. It can entirely damage the reputation of a person. It has that capability of doing it. So that's irresponsible use of AI. You're using AI to trouble someone, to damage the reputation of an organization or a particular individual human being. So that should not be the case. So it should be used very responsibly without doing any harm to others. There is a method called as SIFT method that was stated by one of the universities. I don't remember the name right now. So it stands for specify, identify, focus, and trust. What this means is that, let's say that you're working on, I'll take example of music generation task. So first of all, you are a music producer and you decide to take help of AI to ease your work. You want to generate some new music. You want to release something new. So you need to do a lot of research. You need to have a lot of notes, musical notes, directories, and everything. And then you need to sit and spend a lot of time researching of different genres. And let's say you're going to create a fusion of different kinds or styles of music. The first step that you take is you specify. You should understand that the task, or the task you're trying to accomplish, does that actually needs the involvement of AI. For example, you can use AI based tools for managing your data, but you, being a music producer, should not be using AI to generate the music itself, because you are the producer. You should own the music that you create. It should be your original creation. So you need to specify what is the need of you using AI based tools. What are the tools that you need to use? Are there any limitations that those tools offer? Maybe they ask you to cite that this particular thing was done with the help of these tools. They restrict you for using it for free. So these are certain things that you should be actually specifying. Then second is identify. Identify is, let's say you're working in an organization, as I said, you should identify whether you are allowed to even use AI for creating something, for generating a report, for generating a code. Are your employers aware of it? For example, you get a homework from college and then your teachers have already said that you should not be using AI and it should not have you know there's in research there is a certain term that while you write a research paper, it should not be copied from someone else's work. So you should identify that, are you allowed to even use AI tools or not? For research work, you don't use AI, you don't use someone else's research, you do it completely on your own. You do a lot of hard work for it. So this is very important, that you identify that people involved along with you are okay with you using AI for delivering that particular task or not. Then we talk about focus. So focus on how do you want to use that tool. You should identify the way in which you're using it. So let's say you use it for the automation work, you use it for brainstorming, for getting some ideas, for laying out the plan, for planning things for you, but then you do the creative thinking on your own. So that should be the actual way how you use it. You should not completely use it for writing your research paper. No, you cannot at all. Then trust. So trust is, you know that this tool that you're using is protecting your data. There's no ethical concern, or maybe there's no legal trouble that the company is currently facing, and then it creates a problem for your work because you use that particular tool, and then it is completely discarded. So this is a very important uh, framework that you can use to evaluate whether there's any kind of ethical risks involved. So you can use it while you're generating images, while you're generating text, while you're generating graphic designs or marketing scripts or marketing designs or music. This is the same thing again. This is global ethical standard defined by UNESCO. So the same points, just that this was particularly stated by UNESCO that you use you consider safety, you consider transparency. There's no non-discrimination incorporated by AI. Then you respect human choices, and then there's audibility or accountability as well. So the same points. As I said, organizational practices using AI responsibly, then documenting how these data sets and the training of that particular model were done. You do proper risk assessments, and then you know the pros and cons and the ethics and the risks involved, and you've already worked upon them. So some responsible AI practices. So when we are training these LLMs, or let's say we're using data sets, we should make sure that do we have the consent and there are no licensing issues involved if we are trying to fine tune any AI model. We should clearly state we are using AI tools. We should manually review the generated content if we are using the content generated by AI for publishing. And then we should make sure that whatever facts are stated are they actually existing and for real. If you state some this percentage of people, then it should actually be real. Is there any survey or census done? And then proper references should be provided. So how do you use it? You identify the purpose and the intention you use it. You identify the risks, harms, and how the stakeholders are affected. You apply the SIFT framework so that you can evaluate the outputs, whatever you're getting from AI tools, critically. You define you define the outputs, and then you also keep human in loop, and you document what business decisions are you taking with the help of AI. And then if you're documenting the code as well, everything. So wherever you're taking AI assistant is, you need to document or mention those references, and you publish the content that you have created with the help of AI based tools after verifying that it passes all the checks, and you should not be landing in any legal trouble or any ethical trouble. So for example, there are certain case studies that made it to the headlines. There was a song by Drake, so Heart on My Sleeve, and it got viral. It mimicked the voice of this music artist, and it was released online without the consent. And then the original music creator, while the news reporters went and asked certain questions, did not answer them well. So it damaged the reputation. So a lot of speculations were made around this music creator, and a lot of articles were published that kind of affected the reputation of that person. And he had to face a lot of criticism for this. And then finally, this music was actually removed from platforms because it was AI generated, and then there were certain copyright concerns. So before we even use someone else's voice or music for generating something new, we need to check whether we require licensing, because voice based tools and agents and everything are being very popular nowadays. And are we allowed to clone this particular voice? Would it not exploit the artist who is the original creator of it? Or would it not damage the reputation of the original artist? Or would it harm that original artist in any particular way? Then there's another case study, which is Getty Images is a company that has a lot of they provide a lot of images online. And then there was a tool called a stability AI. So what stability AI did, it used the images that were copyrighted images of Getty, and they're watermarked to train their diffusion models, their text to image generation model. So this company Getty Images filed a lawsuit in UK for copyright infringement, unfair competition, and then training the model of stability AI without even getting the license for those photos. The plea got rejected because this training and everything was done outside UK, so there were no certain laws in UK that helped getting protected. But then it's an ongoing debate whether these companies should be allowed to use someone else's music, someone else's images, and are there any copyright concerns, or uh, do they need to actually purchase the license? For example, recently OpenAI, or I think Gemini, got license approval for Disney, I guess, for generating Disney characters in their video clips. So there's some news around it. So they actually purchased the license to generate Disney characters. So similarly, there was another mishappening that happened in 2023, wherein the New York Times, actually claimed that OpenAI has used their copyrighted material for training, and the issue was that this OpenAI started producing these GPT models, started producing text that was similar to their articles. And then it was concerned because that those articles belong to them. And we can't generate it in this same style, or we have used it for training without even informing that particular company. So this was another case study where there were certain ethical questions that should we be even allowed to use someone else's copyrighted material without even taking the consent from the company, and then we are not even giving them the credits that okay, this was the particular uh, data that I've used and it belongs, and the original owner of this data is this particular organization. Then there was it actually got famous. So recently there was a trend of Ghibli images, and then at that time also a lot of concerns were raised that these artworks belong to the original creators, who actually created those forms of arts. So should we be allowed to use AI to generate these forms of artworks, or not? There was an ongoing debate all over the internet. Similarly, there was a lawsuit filed by the artist against Mid Journeys, wherein the art data sets that belonged to certain artists were used without their permission, and they were used by Mid Journey, and then Midjourney started using their style to generate new images that were restricted by that were requested by the user. So it was ethical risk because the artist who did the hard work to create those certain art forms or the art data sets, their identity is lost. There's no credit given to them. And if even if we are using their data, they agree to, there should be some monetary compensation, or some mention of them as well. So we should again like get the consent from them and then use it for the trading. So these were some case studies that you should be aware of while you use AI for creative works, be it marketing, be it image generation, be it music generation, audio generation, anything, content generation as well. So the key takeaways through the session would be that use AI as a tool, not for mindless copy pasting, not for claiming that was actually done completely 100% by AI and calling it as your own work. No, it's not. You should make sure that there's transparency that you maintain, be it to your teachers, be it to your bosses in organization, be it to your clients whom you're delivering the work, that maybe this graphic design was generated by AI, and then you do some enhancements of on top of it, and or maybe you just use that as an idea and you use some of your own designs. Because if you use a design generated by AI as a logo, do you even have the ownership to call it as your company's original creation or not? So that's a question mark. You should not upload sensitive info. You should not give prompts that kind of incorporates biasness or stereotypes or promotes them in any such manner through the stories or anything. And you should respect the original creator's work. So using AI responsibly is a very major thing, and lot of work is being done in this direction. As of now, we have no legal frameworks, but they're globally defined principles by UNESCO, by Google, by IBM, by Nvidia, all these top tech giants. And there's ongoing research in how to make sure that AI is used more and more responsibly and it does good for the society, not the harm. Here are certain references that were used for the preparation of these slides as well, and then these references that you can also refer to learn more about this topic. I can share the slide material as well as these links so that you can explore these topics more in detail to study more about this particular field, AI ethics. That is it for my session. If in case you've got questions, feel free to ask it to me, and I hope this gives you a complete picture of data ethics and creative AI. Thank you so much for listening. Shishi, are there any questions, or we're good to end?
I don't think, ma'am, there are any questions. If they have any questions, like you can join our Discord. So if they put up there, so that you can just clear those over there on our Discord channel.
Okay, then that's fine. I think we're good to end on time. I can drop off now.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. Fine. Thank you so much, ma'am, for the session.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay, so guys, before we move ahead, we have a small schedule update. The blockchain session that was scheduled from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m., which was being taken by Amit Chandra sir, has been postponed due to some reasons. So we will inform you about the rescheduled timing. But instead, our last session of the day will be taken by Mr. Devanshu Saxena sir for the generative AI track. So please welcome back Mr. Devanshu Saxena sir. For the generative AI track. So, thank you so much for joining. You can start with the session if you're ready.
Sure, Shristi. Hello everyone, this is Devanshu. Let me tell you a bit about myself so that after that we can start. So I've been into AI from last 3 years, and right now I'm DevRel at Edgewent. Also, I've worked as a DevRel at Capex AI. So worked for a bit of like AI companies from last 2 or 3 years, and explored few things around AI agents, physical AI, agentic AI, and a lot of other stuff. So today, like I'm picking up this topic, which is I'm picking up two topics which I will be talking about simultaneously. The topics are building AI agents, and the another one would be around AI startup pitch. So basically, how you can pitch your AI startup or like AI ideas or AI projects. So let me share my screen, then we can start. Okay, I've started sharing my screen. I guess it's visible now. Guys, is it visible? Like if someone can confirm it.
No, sir, for now it's not.
Is it visible now? Still not visible.
No, it's not visible, sir.
Is it visible now, guys?
Yeah, it is visible.
Cool, cool. That's fine. Okay, so today we'll be picking two topics. Like the topics are building AI agents, how you can build AI agents, and like we will obviously talk about what is AI agents, how we can build AI agents, and for a beginner, like if there's some like very beginner person, how he can or like she can get into this AI agents thing, and how like they can build these AI agents, and once they're done with the building, how they can pitch these AI agents as a startup or as ideas, or like how they like what are the best approaches they can go with while pitching these AI ideas. So let's get into this. So the first topic would be like AI agent opportunity. So right now there are a lot of companies. If you have like you obviously have seen that every company is pivoting to AI. Either it's Google, either like all the organizations are working on AI now. If there is a very legacy organization, they are also talking about AI. So everyone is talking about AI. And from last 2 or 3 years, a lot of things have changed for us. Like when we used to use Zomato earlier, when we used to we used Zomato, we use Uber. All these were totally different. And now it's quite different. So different as in a lot of things are AI now. So by when I say AI now, it means when you go to Zomato, a lot of changes have been done with the addition of AI. Also, when we go to other platforms, a lot of new different things are coming up, which includes AI rather than just building something very normally. So everything has changed. So, like 4 years ago, everyone was building normal websites. Maybe they were building some unique products. They were building like different kind of products. Someone was building Uber, someone was building Zomato, someone was building Flipkart in a different way, Amazon in a different way, and different things. But from last 2 years, all these things have changed. Like when I used to go to hackathons, they were like all the ideas were around Flipkart, how we can make Flipkart better in this. We are cloning Netflix in this way where people can together watch these movies, or maybe there were a few products around metaverse and all like different things. But when we go to hackathons now, it's all AI. Everyone is building AI. And it's not just about hackathons. Like people don't, it's not just about it. Everyone thinks that if they are building something like including AI and they can win hackathons. It's not that. The main thing is all the organizations are also pivoting to AI. Reason AI makes things fast. AI helps us improve, like makes our things like very personalized and makes a lot of different changes in a better way. So if you see a lot of organizations have already pivoted to AI, that's why a lot of things have changed. Like when in 2008 or 2007 when Apple launched Apple Store, there were a lot of a lot of apps which got published, and a lot of they got a lot of users out of it. But now if you're building something around AI, not now, maybe after 5 or 10 years, it will surely boom. Because after 5 or 10 years, it will be all AI. It will not be normal apps, it will be all AI apps. So that's why people are building AIs and they are investing a lot of money in AI. So if someone is investing a lot of money in AI, obviously they are looking for some very big returns out of it. So like these are few things like market reality, customer demand is obviously there because it makes things personalized for them. And this is the best time to build around AI. And we obviously look like what is AI agents? It's not chatbot. The first thing you should like remove from your mind is AI agents are not chatbots. Like let's say I'm building an chatbot which talk to me about my mental health. It's not AI agent. It's just a basic chatbot with a basic prompts. That's it. These are not AI agents. If someone is building a chatbot with like a better prompts, and like this chatbot talks about my health or something, this is not a agent. This is not a AI agent. So what is AI agent? So AI agent is combination of like few different things. It is obviously AI. It is obviously different tools you are using in this. So how you can make things more personalized, and agents who can work on your behalf, or maybe can help you on different aspects, talk about your personalization and customizations. So these are AI agents. It have a different memory, it have a different tools which you are using, different reasoning, and different types of action it takes. So it's not basic chatbot. So maybe you can just add a basic chatbot. You can build a basic chatbot with a chatbot who talks about your mental health, who helps you in teaching, who helps you in weight loss, who helps you in like different stuff. These were never agents. And even when we talk about this AI bubble, these are the topics, these are the organization, or these are the projects which will surely these agents or these projects will get vanished. So never build these kind of things. Build better things. Use MCPs. Use different tools. Make something over existing legacy architecture, so that you are able to change something in an existing thing. I will explain this thing next, or maybe on this slide. So core agent architecture is like memory is very important. With when we talk about AI, context and memory is very important. There's organization super memory getting a good funding. They are working something on memory. So memory is like too important. Context is too important for AI. So when you give context to AI, a better context make things far better for AI. So this is one thing. Then reasoning, obviously, like what reasoning engine you are using, what prompts you are using, what LLMs you are using, how you are training them, if you're training them on what data set you're using. So all these things. And main is tool integration. So if you're using MCP, if so, let's give it like let me give you a basic idea of a AI agent, a very basic idea of AI agent. So let's say Zomato just launched their MCP server. So if you're using the MCP server, which will take just 5 or 10 minutes for you. So basically, if you're building a website where you're connecting MCP server of Zomato with a AI LLM bot. So what you will be able to do? So you will just tell this app that, hey, I want to order something like biryani, which should cost me around 300. The review should be four, more than four, and the place should be near. I want it built like in less than 30 minutes. You gave all the commands. Now, what this AI will do, it will go and use the MCP server Zomato. So it is working on your behalf. This is AI agent. When an agent works on your behalf, this is totally AI agent. And what it will do, it will search for the best things. It will come up with some best uh, response for you, and you will have to decide. Let's say you decided one place that, okay, I will go with the second place. Go and order for me. Now this agent will go and order for you. It will order like whatever you want. It will order that, and it will even just give you a payment link. So you will not waste 30 minutes. Like I usually waste 10, 15, 20 minutes finding what should I eat, where should I get the best dinner or something. So this agent will just finish this thing for you. It will give you the best thing. It will add it in cart. It will give you the final value. It will come up with a QR for you to payments. And even you can just automate these payment things as well. By there are a lot of architectures now right now which you can use for like A to A payments. So these are few things which is a very good idea which you can build. So you're building something on existing thing. You're not creating your own Zomato. When you're creating your own Zomato, there's a very big problem of getting new users. So you can't acquire new users in a very short span of time. Build something on current existing infrastructure. So I was thinking, like few days back, I was thinking something around building a AI GitHub. So a GitHub where people can like contribute using AI and a lot of different things. So it was having a different architecture, which I was talking about with my uh, older CEO. So like he's a CEO of another organization. So I was talking to him regarding this project, and he gave me a very valuable feedback, which was, Devanshu, just don't build these things. Never go around building a new AI infrastructure. Not that, no, don't go and get into this building a whole infrastructure again. Like no one will come. Why will you leave GitHub and you will come to my platform and use it? You will not, because GitHub is obviously far, far, far better than whatever I will be building. So what I can do is build something over GitHub, so that everyone knows, okay, GitHub is good. We are using GitHub, but we can also use this AI tool to make our GitHub far more better. And this is helping us learn as well. This is helping us with our existing GitHub as well. So build something on existing thing. Maybe like there are a lot of organizations who are building on Meets, Google Meets. So they are automating a lot of things in Google Movie Meets. Uh, and a lot of different things. So maybe just get into something where you're able to get users very very quickly. You don't have to fight for infrastructure. You don't have to get into very new marketing that we are better than GitHub. Like obviously, like maybe you can get like better from GitHub, but GitHub can do that as well. So build something which you can use over an existing infra. So this is one thing. Then okay, so there are basically two types of agents and like real world applications. So one is autonomous agents and one is collaborative agents. So autonomous agents are the agents where which you can. So these agents are totally work autonomously and automate all your current existing work. So let's say, let me give you an example. What are autonomous agent? So let's say if you build a whole autonomous workflow which works for you, and like these work without any human intervention. First of all, this is quite important. So let's say I created a whole workflow where the first thing is, uh, this agent will just go and scrap some data on some random topic. It will just according to my commands which I have given already, feed it in my prompt. It will search for some, like will scrap some data, then will create a proper vlog for me according to my writing. It will just post this blog on LinkedIn or Twitter or any other medium or somewhere. So this will be a whole automated workflow, and a lot of people have already automated these workflows. So they are posting things daily, but they are not posting these things. Their autonomous agent is posting these things. So these are few things which you can do. Collaborative agents are agents where like these agents need some kind of feedback from humans, like how to do this. Like if they are done with it, they require feedback that is it good or is it not good, what changes should be made and all. So these are two agents, different type of agents. When you are building something like in a hackathon or in a real world, like if you're building a real world application, you should obviously think like what kind of stuff you are building. So if you're building something very serious or something very very secured, you should go with collaborative agents where like someone needs to give a, like any human have to give a feedback. So if it breaks, human can give a feedback that, oh no, like don't work in this direction. Autonomous agents, for your workflow you can surely build autonomous agents, and maybe if it works for you, that works in a good way for you, maybe other people can also use it. So in that way you can go for autonomous agents. Maybe building YouTube videos, like daily YouTube videos posting. So this agent will research for you, it will create videos for you, and then it will post these videos on like different channels for you. So this can be one thing. So these are autonomous workflows which you can build, and there can be different agents, autonomous agents, which you can think of. Let's get into next slide. So choosing the right problem. So as I was talking right now, so it's very very important to choose a very right problem. A lot of organizations right now are getting into AI. So there are a lot of shitty projects as well, where people are just building some very very like shitty things which are not even needed, and they are getting funding out of it. But when we talk about this AI bubble, whenever this bubble will burst and all these organizations, all these ideas will get vanished, no one will use it. So as there was like there are few people, like people who are building these. kind of chatbots where they can create a whole, like they have created a whole organization for like medical health care and all. ChatGPT can clone it like in a day. They can just add one feature in their chat, like ChatGPT interface, that this is a mental kind of caretaker for you, and you can just go and talk to this. And all these different agents are already there in ChatGPT. So you don't need these normal basic prompt kind of projects where it's just work with prompts. Don't go get into it. Don't try to build something if you're beginner still. Don't get into very basic things like changing a whole way how people are studying by using AI. So when you're doing this, don't just make an AI which generates content for you. Maybe you can just collaborate, or maybe you can just add a few more different things. So maybe you can add a web scraper, so let's say FNM writing Python. So it's not just basic normal LLM response for me, that okay, you can learn Python in this way. Not like this. You can add a web scraper, you can add a different websites link, so it will give me content. So if you have seen this ChatGPT just announced few of the tools inside ChatGPT. You can add these tools. So whenever, like let's say when I'm using Coursera, so I will ask for give me the best AI course, and it will search inside the Coursera, and it will give me best tools out of it. So integrate different tools whenever you're building something. This is very important. Integrate best tools, MCPs, best prompt. So all these things in one go, and always think of something which maybe someone is building right now. It's not important to think of something which is like which no one is building. Obviously there are a lot of minds in like this world. A lot of people must be building something around it. And if they're building, obviously like there is some potential in this idea if a lot of people are building around that idea. So never think that a lot of people are building in that idea. Just think like how you can get into this idea and how you can be better in this idea. So there is a idea, like there's a normal very basic kind of AI app which is AI astrology. So a lot of organization in India, a lot of organization outside India are also building it. Maybe you can crack it far better than them. Like it's not just a very basic English prompt. They have also feed it some maybe like files or something, PDFs. So basically a RAG approach for getting better response, or maybe training some LLM over like all historical books. So maybe you can build something around it, because all these organizations have very old kind of interface. They don't have a very good or new Gen Z interface. They don't have any Gen Z features. So people of our age will not, like will never gonna use that, and they will not even trust it, because they can just go to ChatGPT, they can just give a proper prompt, and they can just talk in that way. But if you just add a few more different things, like features, like a different tools, maybe like something which attracts a lot of social media engagement, maybe adding a card, like a personality card. So different things can be done. So you have to think in a way that how you can build a product, how you can be better in that idea, how AI can play a major role in that idea, what things you are like doing efficiently, and also like how you can grab audience out of that idea. So these are a few different things which you should obviously think of before building any AI agent. So whenever you're building AI agents, what tools you can use while building AI agents? So obviously, like reasoning engines, you can use a lot of reasoning engines. Like obviously, like in a different way, all agents. Like you should try LM Arena. Like go to LM Arena. There's a leaderboard. Go to that leaderboard. Check which model is right now best in which thing. So in web texting, there is Gemini 3 Pro. I guess it's the best for image generation, which is best for video generation, which is best for different things, which is best. Maybe you can create multi-agent system where two or three agents build or work together to build something. So let's say you give a very basic prompt, it refines that prompt, then it go to image generation, generate an image, then it goes to video generation, it generates that video, and then it publishes it for you on YouTube. So it's a very basic workflow which you created using multi-agent system. So this is one thing. Also, like frameworks, you can. There is a very cool framework which is LangGraph. You should surely like give it a try. LangGraph. Also for more memory and storage, what you can do, because context is most important thing in AI integration tools. So Zapier, Make, Annotate, all these are like no code tools where you can just create some automation workflows. So you can create better workflows, automate some workflows, maybe creating email draft and sending mail to a list of people, maybe finding jobs for you and give like select best jobs for you, finding best people for you for your organization, and not different things. So you can automate workflows here in integration tools. And obviously they are like like there are a lot of open source options for you. HackSpace is one of the best one. You can surely give it a try. So there are no code builder tools as well. You can surely give it a try. So no code builder tools are there's a free no code builder tool which is anti-gravity. So Cursor is one of the best one, but it is paid. Anti-gravity is right now free. It's by Gemini. You should, like, if you're very beginner, if you don't know much about agents or much don't know much about coding, like how to start and all, you can just go with anti-gravity. Just try doing different stuff, experiment, build a lot of different things. All these things will break one day, but still, just give it a try. Try to do different things, and you will be able to like build something out of it. Before building a startup, so let me tell you a better approach. What I do whenever I build an AI idea or AI project. So what I do, I go to Perplexity first. I've created a like a space for myself. Let me show you if I have it right now. I guess I have to change. Okay, I will share it with you. So I've created different spaces. So what these spaces will do. So let's say there's a space for AI co-founder. So when you go to Perplexity, there is an option called Spaces. You can create new spaces. Click on new spaces, and what you can do is you can just give a prompt to it. So I've given a very good prompt to this agent. So I've given a prompt that, hey, let's assume that you are the best, uh, like best co-founder, and you will help me with building the startup. We have to raise this money, and like different things, like whatever is your requirement. And then I talk about my idea a lot, and I also give it a prompt that be very like honest with me. Don't just give me, okay, yes, it's a good idea. Be very honest, be brutal to all the ideas I give you. So whenever I go, I just give him this idea ki, hey, my co-founder, I want to build this thing. Can you tell me like how, like, can we build this, like is it really important for us? Then it researches around this idea, and it talks to me that there are already existing products. Always search for existing ideas. So like if you have a great idea, just think that, like, just see that if there's any existing idea around it or not. Find that if someone is building it or not. If someone is building it, like just see that what they have like done till now, what architecture they are following, what things they are doing. Do a proper research. And the most important, market size. Like what is the market size in which you're building? Like let's say like it has a market of $100 billion, market of $50 billion, and there are right now two companies. They have acquired like $5 billion market. So still you have 40 billion mark, like $40 billion market left, so you can get into this market. And do a proper research around it. Take help from AI. Perplexity would be best for you. You can do different type of research around this. Find market size. What is the market? So whenever you're pitching your idea, it is most important to tell about the market size. Like if you're building an idea and you're pitching it to us like as a startup in front of a VC, tell him that this is the market size. There are two big companies in it. They have done this thing, but we are better in like in this way, and this is how we will implement it. This is how we will get into this, and this is how we can get good users out of it, and users which are like more than the current organizations which are working up. And obviously pricing this like what is the cost you are bearing, and like how much profit do you want, and like what is the pricing. So do all these research, competitive analysis, customer discovery, market sizing, pricing research, and regulatory review using AI. Make different spaces for make a team of interns for you. Go to Perplexity, go to Spaces, make a interns team for you. So one is market research, one is competitive analysis, one is social media analysis, and different things. And talk to these interns of your team. So just consider them as interns for your team. Talk to them and help them, like take help from them and do a lot of stuff. Okay, so crafting your pitch. So whenever you are like building an AI idea, so one of the big thing is crafting and pitch. For hackathon as well, it's very important for an idea perspective. Like when you're pushing your idea somewhere, you should have a great pitch. And one more thing, like if you're genuinely building this idea for like as a startup and you want to show it to VCs and get funding out of it, or maybe get some grants out of it, then also pitch is very important. Like it's the most important thing. So like if you're building something really very big, but your pitch is like just mid level pitch, you will not get funding. Even though you're building something really big, even you have something, you have a great idea, so you should have a great pitch as well. And how you can do, when I say pitch, it doesn't mean that okay, you have to dance in front of VC, like very creative kind of pitch. No, by pitch I mean you should have a proper facts when you're talking about something. So whenever I'm talking about an idea, let's build let's build a AI, like let's build a no code tool. Let's build a no code tool, something like Bolt. And this is what I'm talking to a VC. Then he will be like, bro, like why are you building Bolt? There's already Lovable, there's Emergent, there are a lot of different organizations working on this thing. Why are you getting into it? If you want a website, if you want a basic code, go to Claude, you will be able to create a good website. When go to ChatGPT, you will be able to do this. Why are you creating same thing again? And I will be having no answer. So always do a proper research. So whatever you're building is really important or not. So building a no code tool again, like if you have something really really game changing in this, that someone can even build, when in this no code tool they can build metaverse as well, they can integrate blockchain as well, and a lot of different things, then surely you can go with this idea. So if you know, there's a very famous guy, Andrej Karapathy, who was AI lead of Tesla earlier, and right now he's working on his own idea, Eroka. So he talked about this thing that there are a lot of no-code tools right now, Bolt, Cursor, sorry, Bolt, Lovable, Emergent, and all different ideas. But they all are creating good front end right now. For like Emergent is also creating good back end, but if there is someone who can build something which integrates a lot of tools. Let's say when I'm building a no code tool and I am able to select tools, like let's say just add a diagraph database, just add a DB, just add a diagraph Savannah, or maybe something add a React, and maybe different MCPs, add MCP of Zomato, MCP of this. So I get all these options in this website. Then you're winning this. Then you are surely winning this race. So not make something which is exactly same as what someone is doing right now. And this market is, if this market is already very saturated, don't get into it. Get into a market where people are exploring. Maybe they have explored, but they are still building something, or maybe they have built as well, but somewhere where you can get users, where you can really enter. You can't, like with a very less amount of funding, you can't get into like Bolt. Like you can't just compare, you can't just build something better than Bolt. For building something better than Bolt, add you have to add some more good features in that, which could be adding more tools, so people can get option of tools. They can select these tools, so whenever they're building a website using a prompt, this website will be already integrate will have all these integrations, all the tool integrations. So this is quite important. So whenever you talk about, like when you're talking to someone and giving a pitch around your idea, also, like, first, like, whenever you are pitching something, always talk about problem you are trying to solve, and never create a own problem. So a lot of organizations are like creating their own problems and solving it. Doesn't make sense. So pick some problem, pick a problem which you want to solve. So whenever I am trying to pitch an idea, I will go with the flow that, hey, there's a lot of problem going around this area. A lot of people are having this issue whenever they are, like, for front end engineer, there's like AI agents. For back end engineers, there are AI agents. For DevOps engineers, they are not, like, they are like very less, very few AI agents. So no one is building that. Or maybe for graphic designers, we have a lot of AI agents. For video generators, we have a lot of AI agents. But for like X thing, there's no AI agent, or maybe very less AI agents. So pick a problem first, and whenever you're pitching, pitch that problem first. That this is a problem, and a lot of people are facing this problem in industries or in this area. These are number of people which are getting affected due to this. If they get, then tell your solution. If they get a solution out of this, if they get this thing, they can eventually do something better. So first you have to face the problem, then solution, and after solution you have to tell that, okay, you have given the solution, but do you think that people will pay for this solution? People will come and use the solution. Then comes traction and all. Like, what customer think about this? Will they pay for this or not? For this, you can just go and talk to a few of the, like, DevOps engineer, or like someone, or like someone who is build, like who is working on that field. So this is some, like, this is third thing. And obviously market size is very important. So if you're building something for a market size of $1 million, doesn't make sense. Like, you can create something really big, but still you can't be bigger than like $1 million, right? So create something which already have a great market size. So do a proper research around market size. Then also, like, obviously the team and all. Like, if you have a great team, just pitch your team as well. So whenever you're pitching something, always try to personally pitch your team that, okay, like, why I'm saying this, because a lot of organizations currently are what they do. So they have a very cool people in their team. So let's say if there is a guy, if like, let's say if I'm a co-founder, and if I have Andrej Karapathy in my team, if I have Elon Musk, not Elon Musk, but yeah, obviously like Andrej Karapathy in my team, or maybe Parag in my team, and like different cool guys who are building something really big in AI agent race. It affects, like, so it obviously makes sense for a VC, because they trust these people. Okay, you have a very great team. So whenever you're pitching for a hackathon as well, so whenever you're pitching in a hackathon, this is something which people a lot of time miss. They don't talk about their team much. Okay, so I have a good team. We four have built this thing. No, get into that. This is the guy who is into front end. He's very good with front end. He built the front end in just last 24 hours. This is the back end guy. He built this back end in last 24 hours. He is too good in back end and all. This is the designer who designed everything, and he gave it to this. So talk about your team. This makes a sense that, okay, this whole team is very dedicated. They are working together to build this, so they are very dedicated. It's not just one person coming up and just giving the whole pitch and talking about the idea. Not important. The things make sense when you talk about a team, talk about problem you're solving, the solution you've created. Will people buy it or not? We're building something very revolutionary, but no one is paying for it. Doesn't make sense, right? So market size and all different things, you have to do a research. Sorry. So let me get into the other slide. So what are ideas? Like, obviously, like whenever you're building something, AI agents, you can obviously, this is the best time to build AI agents. Okay, just guys, just give me a minute. Okay, hi. I'm back. So, guys, obviously, like this is the best time to build AI agents. So, a few days back, I was watching a video of Varun Maya. So, he was talking about that. So, like in the last OpenAI conference, they launched a lot of things. So, they talked about their current updates. So, they also pushed something which is like a open AI app store. So it's like a app store for AI agents. So a lot of people are very excited about it. Reason, in 2008, when Apple had around like a very good number of people on their like Apple App Store, they started App Store and a lot of people started publishing new apps, and then all these apps got a very good traction because a lot of people were new to the space and they started downloading these apps, they started using these apps. So this is a different new shift for you guys. And when I say shift, this is the best time for you to explore AI agents. AI agents are running very fast in the space. So get into it, build something, push it, try something. It's very easy for you. This is the best time for you. You have everything to build. You have all kind of AI apps, AI agents to build your whole product. You can take help from a coder guy, you can take a little bit help from a marketing guy, you can take help from AI agents. You will be able to build something really fast, and 2 or 3 months you will be able to build something. Then you can just push it over internet, go on social medias, talk to VCs, and get some funding out of it. So this is the best time to get fundings as well. This is the best time to build something. And once OpenAI pushes this their AI app store, you will be able to publish your app. And imagine, like right now they have like far better and far bigger audience than Apple in 2008. So you build something, you push it on the first day, people will come, they will view. After 5 years, you will be the you will one of the person who publish something really like in the starting time. So you will obviously get some audience out of it. You will be able to make changes, you will be able to get into this AI race and build something with time. So this is best time. I would suggest everyone to build something, at least try something. Like if you will not try something, you will not be able to build something. Maybe you can just go and try YouTube videos. You can automate YouTube videos as well. If you want to get into content creation, get into YouTube videos. But this is the best time. Do something, do build something. If you have any issues, if you want to do something and you're not able to start it, like DM me. I can tell you like how you can take help from AI, how you can make things better for you using AI, and like all different things. So always like, but at least this time you have to like you should get into this AI thing. So this is from my side, and like I would like to take questions from everyone. Like if you have any question, you can just come up with your questions in the chat. So okay, so they like there is already a question which is like, what is difference between an AI agent or agentic AI? So agentic AI is a like broader, you can say AI agents are part of agentic AI. So agentic AI is like autonomous agents, autonomous workflows working like together, like multi-agent systems, and AI agents are like a very personalized or very customized thing, like or let's say something which works on a very specific path for me. So that is AI agent, and agentic AI is a broader term for this thing. If someone is building something around AI, like they can just push their idea as well here, so that like maybe I can just give some feedback on your ideas, or if you have some queries around AI agents, what AI agents you can build. Like if you want to know good ideas, you can DM me, you can just ping me anywhere. Like if having any of like anything in their minds going on, like anything around AI or agentic AI, you can just post that in comments. I will surely gonna reply on that. Cool. You guys can do one thing. You can like if you have anything, like whatever you are building, just like you can just reach out to me if you need any help around AI. Like what tech stack should you follow, what tools should you follow, and like what are the spaces you should work on or build things on. So right now you can build on few things like maybe GitHub integrations if you want to build something around developer things. So you can go with GitHub integrations, DevOps thing because no one is picking these areas. A lot of organizations are into front end, back end, and all, but DevOps, a very few organizations are working on it. Testing for testing, there is already Code Rabbit, so you can maybe skip that part. But if you want to get into developer thing, you can get into this. Also, you can build something like maybe there are a lot of different tools for like MCP tools for Zomato as well. Like Zomato also have a MCP tool. Maybe you can automate this thing as well. Like this will not even take an hour for you to build. Just build a basic website which works on voice command. So I give a voice command that hey, I want to eat something like biryani and all with this filters, and it finds best thing for me, orders it for me, and just ask me for the confirmation and do payment for me. This is one thing you can go with, and a lot of different things which can be built by which you can build. So let me know like if you need ideas, if you need anything, or like any help from me. I'm surely gonna help you guys. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, sir, for the session. If you have any resource that you want to share, you can just share it us through the Discord channel so that if the students want, they can access it afterwards.
Sure, I will.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. It was a great session.
Thank you guys for having me. Thank you.
Okay, guys, that brings us to the end of today's journey. You all have been absolutely incredible with the energy, the curiosity. I would like to take a moment to thank all of our mentors. Their insights have brightened up today's session, but it's not the end. We have many more exciting sessions lined up for you tomorrow as well. So, see you tomorrow with the same energy and with new ideas and a lot of building and learning. Thank you so much for being today. We'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye. Stay tuned.